It was the first concert I ever went to in my entire life 20 years ago, 1996, Rosemont Horizon in Chicago, Illinois. That place is called the Allstate Arena now. 20 years later, Kiss rocked the iWireless Center in Moline, Illinois, and I was there, and it was, well, loud and fun and a memorable evening. Got to meet the band. One of the members of Kiss is on the phone, Tommy Thayer. And Kiss is ready to rock tonight, Iowa State Fair in Des Moines, on the MPW Digital TV Celebrity Hotline. Let's grab Tommy right now. Hey, Tommy.
Hi, Tony.
Tommy, it is so good to have you on the phone, man. How are you?
Oh, great. How you doing, Tony?
I'm so good. So we actually got to meet before your show in Moline, Illinois a couple weeks ago, and I want to say thank you for that opportunity. And then, Tommy, you guys hit the stage, and I have to tell you, my first concert that I ever went to in my whole life was Kiss, like 20 years ago, and then I'm seeing you guys 20 years later, a couple weeks ago, and the show was incredible.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, dude, it was everything that I remembered from 20 years ago. And when I feel like, Tommy, when you go to see Kiss, it's a concert and there's music and there's songs but my gosh, the stage show that you guys put on. I mean, how many fireworks are you going through each night? Like a lot, huh?
A ton of fireworks.
It seems like if someone was a pyro, that would be the best job ever. Like, I get to light off fireworks for Kiss on a massive tour. Oh my gosh. It was so good, and now you're back in the great state of Iowa at the Iowa State Fair, and also part of the Freedom to Rock tour, Tommy. And I had heard about what was going to happen, but it was so great to see it. Each city and each stop you guys are doing along the way, you're helping out veterans. Talk about that for a second.
Yes, we're hiring our heroes, and in each one of our tour stops, we're bringing in a couple. Army veterans, or not actually Army veterans, but veterans from any of the armed services to come in and work and be part of our team, basically for the day. And then during the show, as you saw in Moline, we bring the honor guard up and also the vets that we've hired on stage at the end of the show and honor them on stage and thank them. And it's very patriotic. It's something we really truly believe in from the bottom of our hearts, and it's great. It's a great program, and it's something we're very proud to be involved in.
It was so cool to see, Tommy, and I have to tell you this, and it was embarrassing for me because I couldn't tell you up until the Kiss show that we were at the last time I did the Pledge of Allegiance. So that was awesome.
Yeah, that really hits home for us. It hits home for me personally. I kind of miss that. We all grew up saying Pledge of Allegiance at school, and for some reason, for politically correct reasons, I guess, it doesn't happen anymore. And I think that it's missed. I think that that's a very patriotic thing to do, and the response when we do the Pledge of Allegiance is just overwhelming. People are really into it, and it means a lot to them to come together like that. And in this day and age of all the divisiveness and polarization of our politics, and which is really disappointing. And it's great. People really respond well to coming together and being community and being together on something like that. And it's very, very patriotic, and people are proud to do it.
When you're up on stage, Tommy, at the Kiss shows, and you're doing the Pledge of Allegiance, because I noticed this looking around the crowd, I saw people crying. Have you noticed that on stage?
I have too, and I can tell because I'm standing up there and I'm watching, and I see the people, and the response, like I said, is overwhelming. Mm-hmm. It really means a lot to people, and more than you'd even imagine. So it all fits in great. It works well with what we're doing. The tour is called Freedom to Rock, so there's a real Americana, homespun feel to it. And again, I have to emphasize, this is not just shtick for us. This is coming from the heart. We're big supporters of the military, and particularly veterans care and rehabilitation, and what happens to our servicemen and women when they come home. And it's something that is very meaningful to us. Yesterday, before we left Saginaw, we visited one of the VA hospitals there, and it's it's very sobering. I'm proud of these men and women, but it's also very sad, and I wish more people would do that and visit the people that have done so much for us. And it was something that was very emotional for us yesterday afternoon.
It's super heavy. I just the other day I talked to someone on the phone that was with a town, Geneseo, Illinois. They have the Vietnam Traveling Wall in town for a few days, and I told her, I said, I've been to Washington D.C. and I was on a trip in high school, and when you approach that Vietnam Wall, everybody just became silent. And it's so important, like you said, because when these men and women are coming home from serving overseas, no matter if it's a Vietnam vet or someone from Iraq and Afghanistan, we have to take care of them, right? I mean, it's just...
Absolutely.
It needs...
Years ago, when we were in Washington, D.C., we visited Walter Reed Hospital, and that was mind-blowing. Mm-hmm. Again, it was just a complete sobering experience, because this is a couple years ago, you had guys coming back from Afghanistan, and they, a week or two before, and they're missing limbs, and it's horrific, and it's very sad, but they really appreciate people visiting them, especially us, coming in and spending time, and it's the least we can do. And again, we honor the men and women of our own armed services every night on stage. It's very something that's near and dear to our hearts. I come from a military family. My father's a retired brigadier general in the Army.
Wow!
So I've been around this a long time, and it's true to the heart.
That's incredible. Freedom to Rock Tour. If you're just tuning in, that's Tommy Thayer from KISS, Iowa State Fair, and all over the place. Also, we have to talk about something next week, Tommy. On Friday the 26th, the KISS Rocks Vegas DVD is officially available. And I didn't know, and I apologize for not knowing, but you produced it, correct?
Yes, I did. We did a residency in Las Vegas about a year and a half ago. And for people that don't know, that's when you play in one place for a couple weeks at a time. We actually played there for 3 weeks at the Hard Rock Hotel and did 9 or 10 shows. And we filmed 2 of the shows and put together this great concert film and documentary, and it's really fantastic. It's called KISS Rocks Vegas, and like you said, I was involved quite a bit in the post-production and producing and directing the final cut and making sure it looked and sounded right for us. And it's coming out, like you said, next week. I think it's August 25th. It's coming out on DVD and Blu-ray, and then there's different packaging options. There's a deluxe package that has, not only a DVD, Blu-ray, but also has a 60-page book.
Wow!
Not a booklet, but an actual hardbound book that comes with it. So there's another package that has vinyl LPs of the audio, and so there's a lot of cool things, and whatever you feel like you want, you can get it, because we have all these different packaging options that are very cool. So it's KISS Rocks Vegas DVD coming out next week.
I love it. I think that's such an important thing to have for your fans, and available in all those formats. And Tommy, isn't it crazy how popular vinyl is? So I'm sitting here with my coworker Wes, who is probably the biggest KISS fan I know, and we went to the show in Moline. And Wes, which album did you have of KISS on vinyl?
I had Monster, the new record.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. It's funny because a lot of people I know, including myself, are starting to recollect vinyl. I mean, of course, when I grew up, I had vinyl, but now I'm starting to buy a lot of my old favorite records again, new versions, new copies. I'm going to actually get a turntable soon. I've got a new stereo at home, but I'm collecting vinyl because I miss the days of, liner notes and great packaging and photos and things that come along with the record that you can look at and read forever as you listen to the music. And I think that's a big part of what's missing, is that great packaging. And I think that's, when things became digital and you started buying, MP3 files on iTunes, there's just nothing that can compare us to having a vinyl record. So, and especially these days, I mean, it's all subscription now, Spotify and, all these subscription services. And it's just, I really miss that. I collecting music back in the day and collecting vinyl is something that is sorely missed. And I love seeing that people are getting more back into that.
Tommy would love to see my CD collection in my living room. It takes up an entire wall. Tommy, I got a question real quick. It's Wes. Chris Shiflett from the Foo Fighters has said that the song "All My Life" is kind of their turning point in a show. What Kiss song, whether it's a good show or a bad show, is like the turning point for you?
Well, in our show, there's a lot of turning points. From the very beginning when we kick it off with Detroit Rock City. But I'd say, as you get down towards the end, you get to Black Diamond and God of Thunder. These songs are, they're classics and they're really showstoppers. A tune like Black Diamond is really epic. And, of course, there's a lot of pyro and, of course, the huge Kiss show behind it that just emphasizes everything that much more. So there's a lot of great songs in the set, and we're really loving what we're doing on this Freedom Rock tour. We're playing, somewhat secondary markets, which are important. We haven't been to a lot of these places in 10, 12 years, if not even longer than that. And
sure.
And these audiences are so starved for, great rock and roll, live rock and roll, and bands like Kiss that normally don't get to play these cities and these markets as much. So the response has just been overwhelming. And, we're bringing in the full stage, full firepower, full pyro, hacking it right into the arena. We're not cutting any corners. It's the full-blown Kiss show, and it's just something to see, that's for sure.
Well, it was a spectacle when we were there, and I know that as you continue the Freedom to
Moline,
when you continue that Freedom to Rock tour that was in Moline and now going to Des Moines in the Iowa State Fair and Kiss Rocks Vegas, and people are going to see it. If unfortunately you can't make it to a Kiss show, you pick up that Kiss Rocks Vegas DVD, Blu-ray, LP, you're going to feel like you're at the show. And Tommy, I mean, I hope that this doesn't slow down, because I know obviously you might want to take a vacation or something, but this Kiss machine is, and it's all credit to you guys. And I want to say this, and I'm going to try and get this out. So I'm at the show, we're at the show, and I appreciated the fact that I could hear each and every single instrument. The mix was wonderful. Mm-hmm. Talk about your crew, your sound guys. I mean, they know what they're doing, man.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because we really spend a lot of time, take a lot of pride in making sure that the live sound is as amazing as it can be. And interestingly, our live sound engineer, his name's Trip Califf, and he's a veteran in the industry, one of the top sought-after guys. I mean, he did Queen through their whole live career, through the 70s and the 80s. He did Fleetwood Mac back in the days of Rumor and Tusk and everything. I mean, this guy is he does Roger Waters when he's not doing Kiss. So he's the most amazing sound engineer out there. And Trip does great sound, and everybody comes back and says, it's powerful, it's not too loud, but it's just so well mixed and blended, and you can hear everything distinctly, like you said. And so we take a lot of pride in that. And we got one of the very best guys in the business out at the front of the house.
Yeah, you do. And it really, I mean, I could hear it, and I appreciate that so much. And speaking of appreciating things, Tommy Thayer from Kiss, I want to thank you for your time. The Freedom to Rock tour continues. Details at kissonline.com, also TommyThayer.com. Kiss Rocks Vegas DVD, Blu-ray, LP, books, options galore. Next week, that's available. And, buddy, again, thank you so much for playing these markets, putting on an amazing show, and more importantly, for your time. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, you guys, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody tonight at the State Fair in Des Moines on Friday night. So be there, and we're going big, and before we're going home. So it's going to be great, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody.
Tommy Thayer, thank you so much, man. Have a great rest of the tour, okay?
All right, thanks so much.
All right, buddy. All the best. Bye.
You too.